We have a new contender for the craziest Republican, and that's a tough fight, man. The male Michelle Bachmann is GOP freshman Congressman Joe Walsh from Illinois. He, of course, thinks we should cut Medicare like Ryan wants to, obviously. In fact, he wants the Republicans to fight harder for that Medicare cutting plan. In fact, he thinks the social safety net, including Social Security and Medicare, might not be constitutional. He thinks the Republicans aren't cutting nearly enough. Okay, now those are policy differences I have with him, and if you want to abolish Social Security and Medicare, I guess you're going to love Joe Walsh. But then things get wacky. In an interview with Slate's David Weigel, Walsh said, quote, "Why was he elected?" referring to President Obama. Again, it comes back to who he was. He was black. He was historic. If he had been a dynamic white state senator elected to Congress, he wouldn't have gotten in the game this fast. They were in love with him because he pushed that magical button, a black man who was articulate, liberal, the whole white guilt, all of that. Now, he adamantly says that that comment was not racist. And on the first part, I agree with him. It's not racist to say that Barack Obama won the presidency because he's black. It's just crazy. Really? Black men in this country have it so easy? We just go around giving them everything like the presidency? That shows a stunning detachment from reality. I love how Republicans often say, oh, it's so easy for blacks to win the presidency. Then how come he was the first? How come every other guy was white? It's unbelievable. Anyway, on the second part where he says liberals like President Obama because he's a black man who's actually articulate, we're getting a little closer to that line there. I know Biden said similar things, but it's not the right way to go. But look, I don't care about the labels. I care about how crazy this guy is. Another case in point, in a Daily Caller op-ed, Congressman Walsh wrote, quote, "Most American Jews are liberal, and most American liberals side with the Palestinians, and vague notions of peace instead of with Israel's well-being and security. Like the president, the UN, and most of Europe, too many American Jews aren't as pro-Israel as they should be." Remember, he's Catholic, he's not Jewish. So he's blaming American Jews for being too pro-Palestinian and not sufficiently pro-Israel. Wow. All right, now obviously many of the top Jewish groups in the country did not take kindly to those crazy assertions. By the way, what's his point anyway? That's the thing that drives me crazy. It might be actually that he doesn't care that much about Israel himself. He might be one of those nut jobs who thinks Armageddon has to start there and that Israel holding Judea and Samaria is the only way that happens. In which case, if an American Jew wants peace for Israel, well, that wouldn't suit Walsh's purposes. The ultimate goal for Christian Zionists, and I don't know that he is one, but someone should ask him because he's certainly talking like one. It's not the well-being of Israel. It's the destruction of Israel through Armageddon. I know that sounds incredibly crazy, but that's what some of these people believe. And you just heard some of his quotes. So you be the judge on whether Walsh is in fact that crazy.